So we are going to go over what it takes to open up the low back and the quad muscles, because a lot of times low back pain and knee pain aren't from what we think it is. We can also relate it to an injury, but that injury usually happens because of imbalance. So we're going to correct that imbalance, and it's because these areas are so responsible for movement. So the most mobile joint in the body is the hip joint. Well, the shoulder is actually the most. But of the lower weight-bearing joints, the hips have the greatest range of motion. The knees are really interesting because the knees are the largest joint in the body, but they only have one motion. It's just flexion and extension for the most part. We will talk about it, but the shoulders do have the greatest range of motion of any joint in the body, and they are non-weight load bearing. So that's where it's a little bit different than the hips. Hips have to be involved in everything we do. Shoulders only need to be involved with what happens in the upper body. So this is what makes the hips and the knees so interesting, and why it can cause a lot of problems into the low back. Because the low back is meant to stabilize. It's part of the whole girdle that creates this like weightlift or wrestling belt that we put on that supports up the center. And then it stabilizes this area, and we're supposed to move from our hips. Our hips are what creates the motion that we need to do the things that we do during the day. And that's why in movies like Happy Gilmore, they talk about how it's all in the hips. Your golf swing, your sculpting, your jumping, your whatever, all comes from the hips. And that's why we have to get the hips back opened up. That's where we're going to start. So feet are going to be parallel, hips width apart. As always, hips, this is your ASIS, this is your pubic symphysis. Midway in between is the hips width, and this is hips width apart. So make sure your feet are hips width apart. It's a little more narrow than you think. And then you're going to push down big toe in the corresponding metatarsal head, the outer four toes in corresponding metatarsal heads, but especially that pinky toe, and finally your heel. 1/3 the weight will go through the balls of your feet, 1/3 through your toes, and finally 1/3 the weight through your heels. That means 66% of that weight is forward on your foot. Abs are nice and tight. We're going to start from here. You're going to slightly bend your knees, turn your knees out, calves go on, quads go on. Almost straighten your legs after you've bent them. Now we're going to fire up first chakra, that's your pelvic floor. Second chakra, that's your lower abs, really draw those in. Third chakra is your upper abs. We're going to close up the rib cage using the upper abs. And then we're going to draw the shoulder blades down and back. And most importantly, get your head over the top of your pelvic floor. Once you're in this position, make sure those toes are engaged with the ground. We're going to interlock our fingers behind our back. Chest goes up nice and tall. Squeeze those shoulder blades down and back. Keep your abs engaged. Don't let the work transfer to your low back. The whole goal of this is to keep work out of your low back. Abs are nice and tight. You're sucking in your tummy. Draw your navel to your spine, and then fully straighten your legs as you now pump your hips forward without clenching your butt. This will be the interesting piece of it. Keep those shoulders down and back. You can wiggle your head around as we first start to open things up. When you have back pain first coming out of bed in the morning, this is the exercise you want to do. Keep your abs engaged though, because we're not trying to put the work into low back, we're trying to put it into the abs. Suck that tummy in. Okay? And then release those arms, just shake them out for a second. You're now going to put your hands on your butt cheeks. We're doing that because we want to make sure you don't use your butt in order to make this happen. You're going to push your hips forward again, relax your butt. Make sure your butt's completely relaxed. Push your hips forward a little bit more, draw your shoulder blades down and back, and then you're going to suck in your tummy. Tighten your abs. So we're starting to do sit-ups. You're drawing your abs, trying to get your pubic bone to your rib cage, shoulder blades down and back, and release. Just keep doing that. We're going to do that like 10 times, 2, and I want you to really suck. We're going to do it 20 times. 3, really draw those abs in. And what you should do is feel your obliques, your lower obliques, the internal obliques pulling up. You should feel your transversus and your rectus abdominis. Suck that tummy in as hard as you can. No pressure in your low back, no clenching of your butt. Smiles are up. We're gonna ignore all the background noises that are going off. Keep that butt relaxed. Yep, that's it. Keep those legs locked out. Just a few more. And good. Abs nice and tight. You can release your arms. You should feel a little pressure in your low back because it's forcing your abs to turn on. Keep your low back and abs engaged as we now hinge forward. Straight spine, come back up again. So it's a simple, keep your abs engaged, suck in your tummy, go forward, straight spine. You're hinging from your hips. It's learning to move from the hips versus moving from your back. And almost always when I see people with back injuries, they've learned to roll their spine and move from their spine. We want to move from the hips. Keep your abs engaged, support everything in. Keep breathing. Just keep going. This is lengthening hamstrings and the calves. But it's also opening up the hip flexors. Abs engaged. Abs engaged. Don't let any pressure go into your low back. If you feel pressure in your low back, it means you need to tighten your abs, tighten your lats. Okay, once again, push your hips as far forward as you can. Abs are nice and tight. Hands on your butt cheeks and make sure you're not accidentally clenching your butt cheeks. Squeeze those shoulder blades out of the back. You're going to suck in your tummy and then release. Suck in your tummy and release. We're getting ready to stretch, so we want to make sure the core knows how to stay on. Suck that tummy in and release. Shoulders back, neck relaxed. Really hard contraction of your abs. You should feel no pressure in your low back. Keep breathing. And 10. Good job. Abs are nice and tight. You should feel your butt's relaxed, your abs are engaged. We're going to do hip circles. Try to get the motion from your hips and not from your head. Smiles are up. So we should have warmed up the connection to the abs and took a lot of pressure out of what's called your psoas muscle that compresses into your back. Opposite direction. So those are great exercises to do coming out of bed first thing in the morning if you have low back pain. And if you have a difficult time doing it, do it in a hot shower. It'll make it a whole lot easier. Keep your abs engaged. Still working the abs now dynamically. And good. Now we take our block. Now you're starting to understand why we do this so often. And put it under the ball of your foot. Abs are nice and tight. You're sucking in your tummy. Shoulder blades are down and back once again. We're going to keep our abs engaged as we once again push our hips forward from your abs, but don't contract your butt. Check and see if that butt cheek stays relaxed. We want nice relaxed butt cheeks and strong abs. Keep breathing. See what this feels like. Suck that tummy in. We're lengthening what's called the gastrocnemius. The gastrocnemius is so important for forward propulsion, but it can affect upright posture because when it gets tight around your shoulders, causes your head to go anterior or forward, and it causes your belly to hang out. That's why we have to keep the abs engaged as we do this, and that's why if it shortens up, oftentimes you get a belly. Suck in that tummy, and then here we go. We're gonna step forward, keep your hips forward, abs nice and tight, suck in your tummy, hip circles. Try not to move that head. Smiles are up. Notice if any pressure is going into your low back. It shouldn't be there, it should be in your calf. If you feel it in your low back, it's time to turn on your abs because we're working time under tension. And we want the tension to be in the right places. Opposite direction. Keep breathing. And 10. Good. We're going to switch sides. Maria will be coming. She'll just be a little late because of this morning that we're having. Abs are nice and tight, chest is up, shoulder blades are down and back. Suck in your tummy. Once again, put your hand on your butt cheek to just check that you don't accidentally use it. You're pumping your hips forward, abs are nice and tight. Suck in your tummy, no pressure into that low back. We're working muscles and not joints. And your low back is a whole bunch of little joints. We don't want those working. We want your abs working instead. Keep breathing. Smiles are up. Heads over the top of your pelvic floor. And then here we go. To do this, step forward. Abs are nice and tight. Keep that foot forward. Abs on. Hip circles. Got ahead of myself. Keep breathing. Abs engaged. No pressure into your low back. You're not using your butt to make this happen. You are using your core. Opposite direction. Jaws relaxed. Ooh hoo hoo. It can be quite tight. And good. We're going to flip that block back on to this side again. You're going to curl your toes under like this. Abs are nice and tight. You're sucking your tummy. This knee's bent. Abs are nice and tight. Now both knees are bent. Shoulder blades down and back. First, second, third chakra on. Keep your abs engaged. We're going to lower down and then come back up. Go nice and slowly. And obviously the majority of weight is in your right leg. Abs. Suck that tummy in. We're trying to create body shape in motion. This is so important. This is what dancers work at. Suck that tummy in. 9, 10. Okay, we're going to flip to the other side. Curl those toes under. Abs are engaged, knees bent. Now other knee is bent, butt sticking out. Abs engaged, shoulder blades are down and back. You're going to do your squat on this side. Majority of weight is now on your left leg. Keep breathing. Suck in that tummy. Don't let it go into any other joint other than your abs and your lats and maybe a little bit your quad. Good. Go ahead and remove the block. Toes curl again on your left foot. Okay, this one we're going to do what feels like a boom chicka boom. You're going to raise this hip up and lower it back down by driving off of your left foot, left leg. Keep breathing. Suck in that tummy. You'll notice your abs want to shut off because you feel excessive pressure or tension in your foot. Use that tension to your advantage by pulling it into your core. This will also work your glute medius. And now you see how your hip muscles have a protective posture, switch side, or a protective behavior of your toes. So if your glute medius gets weak, then you're going to put too much pressure through your toes. And this is why we have to keep these muscles strong, even though we're stretching the top of the foot. Smiles are up. Suck in that tummy. Okay, feet go back down on the ground. Feet are parallel once again, hips width apart, abs are nice and tight, hip circles. Okay, keep breathing. Opposite direction. Just notice what this circle's beginning to feel like and where you're getting it from. It's going to be more from your center, less from your neck, not from your knees. Okay. We're going to take this block. I'm going to angle so you can see. Block goes under the ball of your left foot. Abs are nice and tight. We're going to take the roller out in front of us. Straight spine. Go only as far as you can keep that straight spine. Keep those knees turned out. Your feet are parallel. That's going to be tricky. So your feet are parallel, your knees are turned out. Abs are nice and tight. We're going to bend and straighten our right leg. Suck in that tummy. This is creating a deep stretch into your calf muscle, but also now into your gluteus maximus. And then on this last one, we're going to reach as far as you can with the straight spine. Abs are nice and engaged. We're going to do sit-ups here. You're going to suck in your tummy and then release. Suck it in, release. Just keep doing that. This should keep pressure out of your low back. If you feel excessive pressure in your low back, that means you need to tighten your abs and your quads a little bit more. Suck in that tummy. Good job. You're going to come back up again. Your arms are going to go over the top of your head. We're going to arch in the opposite direction. Make sure you're not clenching your butt. Suck in that tummy and then release. Suck it in, release. Keep leaning back. Suck it in, release. Make sure you're breathing and smiling. We're doing sit-ups here. 9 and 10. Then we're going to switch sides. Okay, the block is underneath the ball of your right foot. Your abs are nice and tight. You're sucking in your tummy. We're going to stretch forward. Try to go as far forward as you can with the straight spine. Abs are nice and tight. Suck in your tummy. Then we are going to bend and straighten our left leg. Keeping that right leg straight. Abs are nice and tight. You're sucking in your tummy. If you feel this in your low back, it means you need to tighten up your abs. Oh. You should feel it in your glute max and your calf muscle. Notice if one side's different than the other, that's muscular imbalance, and that can lead to low back pain as well. Okay, now we do our sit-ups. You're going to be in this position in your deepest stretch. Suck in that tummy and then release. Suck it in, release. Keep breathing. Exhale, tighten your abs. Inhale, relax. So it's almost like you're blowing up a big balloon. Don't let any pressure go into your low back. That's why we're working the abs. Good. Now you're going to come up nice and tall. Tall, tall, tall. You're going to take your arms over the top of your head. You're leaning back, pushing your hips forward. Don't clench your butt, but do activate your abs as we continue to do sit-ups in this position. And you're breathing. Keep breathing. Jaws relaxed. And nice. Go ahead and bring your arms down. So what we have done is primarily long angle stretch. So we're going to come down onto our knee to get some of the shorter angle stretches. You're going to go on your left knee. Let me back up a little bit. You're sucking in your tummy, your shoulder blades are down and back, your abs are nice and tight. You're breathing. We're starting out just going side to side. This is to make sure we have the ability to stabilize our abs and keep the hips mobile. Head is over the top of the block, so that head stays right over the top of that block. Suck in that tummy, keep your abs engaged. We're starting to work smaller angles or the short angles, especially in that left extremity. Sorry, I'm kind of choking. The kiln is on. And it makes it a little hard to breathe. Abs are engaged, suck in the tummy, shoulder blades are down and back. Okay, good. Now push your hips forward, do the same thing. We do these repetitively in class because it's such a vital function of what's called the righting reflex. That's the reflex of keeping the head over the top of the body without the head moving all over the place or you losing balance. Okay, we're going to come back up again. You're going to take your right hand, grab a hold of your left foot or left ankle, whichever is easier. We're in the more upright position. Abs are nice and tight. Suck in your tummy. Pull your heel completely to your butt and then move your hips side to side. So now we're working the smaller angles of the knee. We should be neutral in the hip. If you have troubles with this, you can always strap up your leg. Suck in that tummy. As you now stretch forward, deep stretch. Deep, deep, deep. Hold on to that leg, chest up, abs nice and tight. Pull your heel to your butt, and now side to side. Smiles are up. Good job. Okay, go ahead, release that leg. You're gonna take your right leg straight in across midline. What we're gonna do first is stretch forward. Keep breathing. Abs are engaged. Suck in that tummy. And now you can add your right arm coming to your right foot. Keep your abs engaged. You should not feel this in any joints. You should not feel this in your knee. You should not feel this in your low back because we're using muscles and not joints. Suck in that tummy and try to pull yourself further by engaging your abs. And then come back up again. You're gonna keep the roller where it is. You're going to take your right leg across midline. You're going to push your hips forward first, and then you're going to stick that booty out, and then you're going to take your right hand across your body because we're opening up your obliques. We're opening up glute medius, a little bit tensor fascia lata. Keep your abs engaged, suck in that tummy, open it up, and try to really get your hips over to the right. Arm over to the left. Suck in that tummy. Create shape. Shape through movement, shape through stabilization. Okay. Now you're going to push your hips back. And now out to the side. Lean over to the side. Suck in that tummy. Okay, stay in this position. All you're gonna do is switch the side of the roller. We're gonna do it again. Push the hips forward. Abs are nice and tight. You're gonna lean over to the right now. Your hips are gonna go off to the left. Suck in that tummy. So this is extension of the hip, flexion of the knee. This is opening up the tensor fascia lata for sure. Getting that glute medius. Reach over, hips are left. And then now stick your booty out first. Hips over to left. And then reach over. You just stick pushing your hips back. That's the only difference. Chest up. Really get long in that stretch. Suck in your tummy. And good. We're gonna switch sides. You should feel kind of floppy on that left hip. So we're gonna start out again. Once again, abs are nice and tight, shoulder blades are down, back, your core's on. Your goal is to keep your head over the top of your knee or the block. And we're gonna go hips side to side. Keep your core engaged. The goal is to move your hip, not this knee. So in essence, this knee is gonna try to stay still. It's not gonna stay perfectly still, but we don't want lateral motion happening at the knee. Keep your abs engaged to work, activate that righting reflex. Smiles are up. And now we're gonna push forward, doing the same thing. Abs are nice and tight, side to side. Want motion come through your core, want it to come through your hips. We do not want it to come through your head, neck, or shoulders. Working yesterday with a client with a trigger finger. He has a trigger finger in his dominant hand because he uses that finger when he walks. It's really unusual to see his finger move as he's swinging his arm back and forth. So he's putting a hip motion into his hand. So it causes a finger problem. Okay, so now we're gonna come back up. Abs are nice and tight. You're gonna take your left hand, grab your right foot, pull your heel to your butt. Chest is up nice and tall. Same thing, hips side to side. We're just breaking things open, opening up stretch. These are the short angles at the knee, longer angles at the hip. Suck in that tummy, keep your abs engaged, hold your balance. Now you're gonna push your hips forward, do the same thing. Keep breathing. Smiles are up. Good, go ahead and release that leg. You're gonna take your leg straight and across midline. As we first reach forward with our right hand, abs are nice and tight, you're sucking your tummy. No pressure in any joints because we're using muscles and not joints, and we're certainly not stretching joints, we're stretching muscles. And then you can eventually take your left hand to your left foot. Abs are engaged, no pressure behind your knee or in your low back as you tighten your quads, your calves, your low back. And it seems odd to tighten a muscle that you're stretching, but stretch is actually strengthening if you're doing it properly. And that's why yogis can be very, very strong people. Or they could be really flexible people fraught with injuries. Abs are engaged, you're sucking in that tummy. And then we're going to come back out of this as your leg crosses across midline. Abs are nice and tight. We're going to push our hips forward and then over to left. Arm goes to the right. Left arm to the right. This is opening up your obliques and a lot of those hip muscles. Abs are nice and tight. Suck in that tummy. And now you're gonna push your hips back so your booty sticks out and you're gonna lean over again. Suck in that tummy. Keep your obliques on so nothing's hanging out. Okay, good. And all you're gonna do is change the size of a roller. Hips go forward again, hips go off to the right this time, right hand goes off to the left. You're sucking in your tummy. This is again your tensor fasciae lata and your glute medius. Suck in that tummy. Notice if one side's tighter than the other, really get it to open up. Because we don't like one side tighter than the other when you have muscles this strong and this connected to your hip. Okay, now push your hips back. Hips go over to the right, arm goes over to the left. We're stretching again. Smiles are up. Suck in that tummy. And good job. And come back up, abs are engaged. We're coming into kneeling. Oh. You're gonna put your block in front of you. We're gonna redo one of the exercises we did standing. We're gonna put both knees on the block. Your toes are curled under, whoops. And you're gonna push your hips forward. Put your hands on your booty to make sure you're not clenching your butt. Sucking that tummy, abs are nice and engaged. Pubic bone to the bottom of your rib cage, sucking that tummy. We're gonna do sit-ups here. Squeeze those shoulder blades down and back. You're gonna suck in your tummy as hard as you can and release. If you feel pressure accumulating in your low back, that means you need to tighten your abs. If you feel your butt clenching, it means you're clenching your butt. Don't clench your butt. Ooh, the fumes are blowing through now. Okay, now hips go way over to the right. Chest is up. Now level out your shoulders. We're gonna do the same sit-ups. Push those hips forward. So we're trying to flatten out the curve in the low back with our hips forward, because usually what we do is put a huge curve in our back to do this. You're gonna engage your abs. Keep those shoulders level. This will get one of your obliques. And now hips go over to left. Level out your shoulders. Same thing. Notice if one side's easier than the other. Keep those abs engaged. And we're gonna go back over to the other side. Ooh! Level out your shoulders, that being the trickiest part. Abs nice and tight, sucking that tummy, smiles are up. Don't clench your butt. Last time that way. Push your hips over, suck in that tummy, level out those shoulders. Smiles are up. Okay, we're gonna come back into kneeling on the floor. Oh. You should also felt the nice stretch into your glute medius and your tensor fasciae lata as you did that. We're gonna now put the block in front of your left knee only. You can have your roller for added stability off to your right side, but don't put a lot of work through it. It's just there for balance more than anything else. Abs are engaged, sucking your tummy. We're gonna drop that knee down as far as we can. Almost try to get your knee to the ground, but keep your abs engaged. They'll wanna turn off. Sucking that tummy. In fact, we're doing sit-ups in this position. Low right knee, sucking your tummy, release, sucking your tummy, release. We should get a nice stretch here. We should get your abs engaged. Relax your neck. Knee stays low. We're just hanging it low. You're not lifting and lowering it, just abs tight. 9, 10. Now you're gonna lift it up high. So you're lifting it up high. This activates this oblique. We're gonna do sit-ups in this position again. Suck in your tummy, release. Suck in your tummy, release. This is creating stability and body shape and stability. These are positions we have to be able to get our bodies, and if we can't get them there with abs stabilized, we tend to look funny or fall over. Good. Come back off of the block. We're just gonna switch sides. You can put the roller off to your left. Suck in your tummy. We're gonna low down with that left knee. Abs are nice and tight. We're gonna do sit-ups. Suck in that tummy, release, suck it in, release. Yeah, that's it. Try to change the shape of your abdomen in this position, creating the lines that you want when this knee is down. And so when the knee goes down, you don't have to have a belly out. Okay, now we're gonna bring it up. This turns on your oblique. You're gonna activate your transverse and your transverse abdominis and your rectus abdominis. Suck in that tummy and release. Don't clench your butt. Okay, we're gonna come back off the block. So a lot of things we're doing, even though this is more for stretch, is activating the abs. So your knees are going to go back on the block this way and hashtag mark or whatever, hash this way. Anyways, sucking your tummy. We're going to do hip circles. Try not to move your head. One of the world's tallest structures is in, is it Malaysia? Anyway, it's 2 towers. But they found out as the building was going up, it started to sway a lot. So they had to do 2 things. They had to put a cross bridge that connected it up way up high, but eventually they had to make the top couple of floors just a solid block of cement. So it's heavy on the top and it can move underneath. And that stabilized the building even in high winds and earthquakes. Opposite direction. That's the way human body is designed, and that's what caused us to go upright. As our brain got heavier and bigger, we were able to stand upright, or standing upright caused our brain to get bigger, we don't know. But either way, because of it, the head being over atop the body and the body allowed to sway underneath, allowed us a lot of mobility that we didn't have before, which caused the motor cortex of the brain to develop. And guess what's right next to the motor cortex? That's right, the language center. The language center of the brain was stimulated by development of the motor cortex, and especially with right-handedness, because all that is off to the left side of your brain. Good job. I know that wasn't exciting. Suck in your tummy. This is where we super suck it in. We're going to go for a butt clap run. So we call this a midget butt clap run. You're low. You're trying to clap your butt behind you because your butt's completely relaxed, but your abs are completely tight. We're looking for that same center side ache that we usually get standing, but we're doing it kneeling. Elbows up. Sucking that tummy. We're looking for that nice X to form in your clothing, because that tells me your obliques are firing up and we're getting contralateral motion. This is also working with all the different superficial fascial planes. This will be the anterior superficial fascial plane, and that's why our knees are bent. And our chest is upright, elbows down. Smiles are up. Relax your neck's not working. And good, curl those toes under. We're gonna sit back on our heels, abs are nice and tight. Suck in your tummy, chest up. Squeeze those shoulder blades on, we're stretching out the feet. So your toes are curled under. You're on the balls of your feet. If you feel excessive pressure in your metatarsal heads, really push those heels back. Suck in your tummy, we're just stretching out the feet, making sure we're opening up the plantar fascia and that junction of the Achilles tendon into the calves. So if you feel it only in your toes, that means push those heels back. Suck in your tummy. We're going to do sit-ups from here as we lean back slightly. Suck it in and relax. Suck it in, relax. Notice your butt wanting to clench. This is all about your abs tightening. That's it. You have a slight lean back, probably only like 5 or 6 degrees, but you're sucking in your tummy. Very nice. We're coming back up again. Haha. Hands and stick them up. Pinkies are going to face to the rear. Shoulder blades are down and back. Abs are engaged. You're pumping your arms back. This is going to work a muscle called your rhomboid. Rhomboid is what gets your chest up. Make sure your head's over the top of your pelvic floor. Your butt's relaxed. Your abs are engaged. I know you want to reverse it and relax your abs and tighten your butt, but that's not a great look, because this is stabilization and lines in motion. Okay, now arms. You're going to point your thumbs backwards and you're going to go backwards. Squeeze. This will turn on your middle trapezius, but it will also open up your pecs. Okay, we're going to come down here. Your thumbs are going to rotate inward, chest up. We're going to pump those arms backward. Keep your abs engaged. Notice when your abs shut off and you want to put pressure into your back, keep your abs engaged. And if you do this right, you'll get abdominal cramping. We like that. This gets more your latissimus dorsi. Okay, now you're gonna take your hands over top of your hands. Thumbs are face to the rear, suck at your tummy. This will get the upper trapezius. We're making that back look sexy, but we want the abs on as we do this. Keep breathing. Yay, the neighbor's kids are going off. Keep breathing. And good. Just release those arms as we go into child's pose. Oh no, I think Maria's showing up. This is a great moment. Stretch that low back out. Keep breathing. Suck in that tummy. Oh, it's right there, Maria. Just keep breathing.
If you need a little assistance.
Yes, having someone sit on your butt and lengthen your spine is also a great help. Whoa.
Just want to make sure you hold the butt down towards the legs if you're a partner, helping with the stretch.
You will be surprised how much daily fatigue that will take out of your body. Okay, come back up. We're gonna come into kneeling once again. As we do our sit-ups, you're gonna lean back. If you have short arms like me, you gotta use a block or blocks. Arms go back behind you, chest up. Your toes are pointed. You're gonna push your hips forward slightly. Quads go on, abs are nice and tight. We're gonna do our sit-ups. Suck in that tummy and release. We're gonna do 20 of these. 3, suck that tummy in. 4, 5, 6, 7, suck that tummy in. 8, 9, 10, 11. I'll let Maria count. That's about the extent of my counting abilities. Suck that tummy in.
18, 19, and 20.
Okay, once again, we're gonna curl those toes under. You're gonna push your heels back to the point you don't feel any stretch in your metatarsal heads. Those are knuckles of your toes because you're pushing your heels back. Knees are together. They'll wanna come apart. We don't want them apart. We want them together, together, together. Shoulder blades are down and back. Suck in your tummy. Suck it in, release, suck it in, release. Notice if you feel this in your low back, you shouldn't. You should feel this in your quads and in the bottoms of your feet and your calves. Suck that tummy in. We're doing 20 of these too. What number are we on?
10.
Oh. Okay, let's come forward. You're going to take your left leg forward into what looks like a pigeon, because it is. Rear leg is straight. And we want you to energize out that right leg back behind you. So your toes are pointed, your quads on. You get to clench your right butt cheek on this one. Chest is up, shoulder blades are down, back, sucking your tummy. We're doing sit-ups here. Tighten your abs, release. This will open up one side of your ab. You'll feel it stretch more than on one side than the other as you tighten your abs. This is adjusting the fascia across your abdomen to be in this position, and that's why people start looking funny as they decondition. Chest up, arms go back behind you. We're gonna suck in our tummy. We're gonna hinge forward. We'll do a few of these, like 10. Suck in your tummy. Keep your pelvic floor on. Don't let that release just because you feel tension in your butt. Keep squeezing things together down there like you're sitting on top of a ball.
9, 10.
Okay, we're gonna stretch forward. Woo! Open up your booty by rocking from side to side. Keep your abs engaged. We're still doing sit-ups. In fact, stop in the center, keep your abs engaged, suck in your tummy, tighten your abs as hard as you can. You should feel it on the inside of your abdomen, and then release. We're gonna do that 10 times. Suck that tummy in. Feel it. Feel it on the inside of your abs, not just on the surface.
Make sure you exhale as you bring that belly button closer to your spine.
Yes, yes, yes.
10.
Okay, since we're here, you're gonna just bend that right leg, reach back with your left hand, pull that heel to your butt. Suck in that tummy. You are breathing. Heel to your butt. And let's release. Oh, we are gonna switch sides. Okay, chest is up. Energize out that rear leg. You do get to clench your left butt cheek as your quad goes on. Now we're gonna do sit-ups. Suck in that tummy and release. Suck it in, release. We're looking for that stretchy feeling here as you tighten your abs. Smiles are up.
10.
Okay. Then we're gonna take those arms back behind us. Abs are engaged. Shoulder blades are down and back. You're gonna hinge forward and then come back up. You wanna know how special my girl is? Miss Maria stayed up all night long firing my teapot in her kiln. I think that's amazing. Suck in your tummies, don't let your abs shut off. That's why she was a little late, and that's why I'm dying of toxic fumes.
Okay.
Okay.
It takes 10 to 13 hours.
Yeah, so she was up all night. Okay, we're gonna go on our elbows, stretching forward. You can rock side to side. We're trying to open up each of the individual fibers of your gluteus maximus. Because it is not a clenching muscle, it is a moving muscle. Because nobody likes that look where you have a clenched, puckered butt and a round belly. It's supposed to be a flat belly because that's what's stabilizing, and your butt is round because it's moving. Okay, stay in the center as we do sit-ups in this position. Tighten your abs and then release. Tighten and release. Try to feel this on the inside surface of your abs. Your smiles are up.
Again, don't forget to exhale as you suck the belly button towards your spine. Ten.
Okay. Oh. We're going to move stuff off to the side as we now go into what looks like a push-up position because we're going to do a cobra. Your legs are straight, your abs are nice and tight, your shoulder blades are down and back. This is where abs matter a lot. If you feel any compression in your low back or in your neck, you need to tighten your abs a whole lot more. On this one, we will let you clench your butt, but you have to tighten your abs. It's not just all butt, it is abs. So tighten your abs more, and then we're gonna do sit-ups in this position. We're gonna tighten our abs and then release. Tighten your abs, release. And you're gonna see that you can't fully release, and if you do, pressure goes into your low back. So don't fully release, halfway release. Okay, all we're gonna do is bend our knees. Doing the same thing, we're gonna do 10 more sit-ups. Squeeze your shoulder blades down and back, tighten your abs, release. No pressure in your low back, suck in that tummy. Tighten, release, tighten, release.
10.
Okay, we're gonna push into child's pose. Woo, notice what your back feels like doing this. In this position, you're gonna do your sit-ups again. Tighten your abs, release. Tighten, release. Keep going. Really try to get that belly button to your spine. Keep that pelvic floor on. Let's see how much space I can make. Okay, we're gonna come back forward onto all fours. And then you're gonna just take your right hand, shoot it under your left hand. Really, really, really turn it. Try to get it as far over as you can. your left hand, your elbow is going to go 90 degrees, and we're going to create a twist. We're going to hang out here as we start doing sit-ups. We're going to do 20. You're going to suck in your tummy, tighten and release. Tighten and release. Feel the twist, feel your abs tightening. This is time under tension. Now with body shape, we're trying to shape the body. So when we're in this position, it looks solid and we're not into compromised mechanics. Really push with that right hand into the ground as you suck in that tummy. And if not anything else, it's awesome Kegel exercises. Switch sides. You're going to shoot that left arm over as far as you can. Right arm goes 90 degrees, like you're looking through your armpit. And then you're going to do the same thing. You're going to do your sit-ups. Tighten your abs. Notice if one side feels different than the other. Suck in that tummy. Feel the pelvic floor activating too. This is a good thing.
19 and 20.
Okay. Come back to upright. Regulate your blood pressure first. We're going to take those arms out in front of us into a child's pose position as you tighten your abs. Drawing your navel to your spine. Keep your arms straight.
You can open up your knees.
Tighten your lower abs, tighten your pelvic floor. Is that 20?
17.
Okay.
And 20.
Oh. Chest up, shoulder blades down and back. We're now upright once again. Regulate your blood pressure. We are going to use our little lacrosse ball. Woo, head rush. And we're going to put the ball underneath our left booty cheek. We're going to roll it out. Oh. You can start out with your legs on the ground, rolling out your butt cheek. Do you guys have one? If not, you could use your ball and you can use this. Either way, we'll get it. Or small ball. Either way. Or you could do one of each. Ah. Woo. Abs are nice and tight. Just get that rolled out. We're just trying to open up the glute max muscle. Ha! Notice if you've been butt clenching all week, I'm giving you an example of the sounds you might make if you butt clenched all week. Like, oh dear. Okay, now you're going to cross your, what is that? Left ankle over your right knee as you continue to roll out that butt cheek. Suck in your tummy. This is about activating your abs. Jaws relaxed. Really get the side of your hip too. Okay, we're going to reverse sides now. Feel what it feels like to have that ball underneath your left butt cheek or right butt cheek. You're going to keep both feet on the ground first. Oh, just get it so it's started and your body can manage it. Jaws relaxed. And now cross your right ankle over your left knee as you're rolling things out. So the job of today was to open up and stabilize your midsection and your low back. It's to take pressure out of your low back and your knees. That's why we have to be able to do all these things. Okay. Oh dear. Okay. Examples again, not because my butt's tight. You're good now. Have a seat on top of that little tiny ball. Make sure it's midway between your pubic bone or your tailbone, or bad things are gonna happen. You're gonna cross one leg on top of the other. We're gonna go into fire log position. Oh, this will wake you up to a new adventure in life. What's that saying? It's only kinky the first time. Abs are nice and tight. You're sucking your tummy. Shoulder blades are down, back. You want your chest up. This is for strengthening the pelvic floor while opening up the hips. Sucking that tummy, we're going to do sit-ups. Abs, 10, 9, Mario will count.
2, 1.
Okay, we're going to switch sides. Left leg goes down. You're on top of the ball. Oh. Notice if your butt feels extremely bruised. That's weak pelvic floor. Sit-ups. 10, 9, Mario takes over. Chest up.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Awesome socks. Oh, come off this miserable little cannonball.
This is almost like those bar stool seats on social media where the guy sits down and the post comes up.
Abs are nice and tight. You're going to hinge forward. You're going to just grab a hold of your toes. Keep your pelvic floor on. Keep your abs on. You should know what your pelvic floor feels like now. Oops. Okay, we're now going to counter that stretch. You're going to need a roller or the ground, whichever you prefer, or 2 blocks. But what you're going to do is sit on the very end of the block. You don't need a roller. You can do this against the ground. So if you only have one roller between 2 of you, you can use one person, use a roller. Abs are nice and tight. We're just going to lean back as far as you feel comfortable. Don't go further than that. Try to keep your knees together. Stop wherever it stops feeling comfortable. This is not to overarch your back. Tighten your abs. Tight, 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 tighten those abs. Tight, tight, tighten those abs. No pressure in your low back. So if you can go as far as Mario can, great. If you can only go as far as I can, great. There's no good, there's no bad, it's just where you're at.
Just better.
Okay. And then we're going to come back out of it. Now we're going to do it one side at a time. So you can take your, what is this? Right leg forward. And you're going to lean back again. And once again, only go as far back as you feel comfortable. Oh, or the microphone will let you go. Ouch. Oh. When you hit your maximum, wherever it is, cross your right ankle over the top of your left knee. We're opening up rectus femoris. Rectus femoris can cause a lot of havoc in the knee and the low back if it's overly tight, and that's why we're stretching those guys out now. Just breathe into it. If you want to make it a deeper stretch, lean over to your left. Okay, you can roll out of this or you can sit back up, whichever is easier. We're gonna switch legs, or you can be like Mario and not even get up. Okay, we're gonna start by leaning back first. Yep. Oh, go to whatever you feel your maximum is. If it's only here, that's fine. Or if you want to go all the way down, that's fine too. You could cross your ankle over the top of your right knee. Yeah, left ankle over right knee.
If you are lying all the way back, make sure your lower back is glued down to the roller.
Suck in that tummy. No arching of the back and causing pressure into low back. We're keeping our abs engaged. Too deep in the stretch into our rectus femoris. Suck in that tummy.
10.
Okay, you can just now lay flat back against the ground. Your feet are against the ground and parallel. Knees are over the tops of feet. Your shoulder blades are down and back. Abs are nice and tight. You're going to do the crazy, amazing job of breathing. Inhale and exhale. Just notice what it feels like to breathe. Feel what it feels like to have lengthened your quad muscles and taken pressure off your knees. Stabilize your abs and taken pressure off your low back. But also feel what it did to your posture as you now take your hands over the top of your head for a final stretch. You're just hanging your arms over the top of your head, suck in your tummy. If you want, you can bend your arms and do this too. If you have a space issue like Maria has, suck in your tummy. Try to draw your navel to your spine and the spine to the roller, abs engaged. Close up your rib cage. We're going to only hold this for a few more seconds. Oh. And good. Go ahead and bring your hands to the ground once again. Shoulder blades are down and back. We're going to squeeze the roller with our shoulder blades and then release. Squeeze, release. Or if you're just against the ground, you can just squeeze your shoulder blades together and flatten out your shoulder blades against the ground. It does the same thing. Keep your abs engaged, keep your pelvic floor on, keep those feet parallel, knees over the tops of your feet.
Try and see if you can coordinate your breath. As you exhale, you bring that pubic bone closer to your belly button sucking to your spine, and your shoulder blades pulling back and squeezing together.
This would be a maximal exhale. And finally, just relax and breathe. Stay on the roller or on the ground. I'm going to sit up to bring you guys home. You guys have done an extraordinarily amazing job. Just check into your bodies. Find that authentic place in your body of breath, of balance, center, and grounding. Because once you find that, you're almost to meditation. Because meditation is a place of allowing, a place of receiving. But just think how much more you can receive if you're balanced and you're centered and you find breath and you're connected to your muscles and you're not managing pain or tension in your body. Feel what it feels like to breathe and move with your abdominal muscles, which should feel very connected after this class. You have done an extraordinary job, and on behalf of Maria and me, we just want to say thank you for being here, being available, being supportive, joining us in this crazy process called life. We appreciate you very much, and namaste.
Namaste.